Bright. It's too bright. That's Mr. Rogers bright. How's that? A little more gentle on the eye holes. Hey, it's MJ, looking at myself again. Today, we are taking a look at the ZEISS BATIS 25mm f2. This lens has become one of my favorite lenses across the board. Technically, I only have 3 lenses, but this goes with me absolutely everywhere. Let's talk a little bit about the technical aspects of it, except for the size and weight and all that stuff that doesn't matter. That said, it is incredibly light. I mean, you can just, it's light. Like all BATIS lenses, it has the OLED screen at the very, very top that you'll never use. It has a weather sealing gasket, which I think is amazing because I've taken this thing out on a number of trips in which there has been some weather, there has been some rain, some light misting, and even though it wasn't heavy enough to really affect the camera at all, it still just felt good inside to have that. The body has absolutely no manual controls other than the focus ring, which is again this sort of rubbery soft stuff, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I have been getting good at it. I've been getting used to it, so it's useful, but still just not exactly my favorite thing about these lenses. All the BATIS lenses have some form of pretty cool lens hood. Now this one, however, is ridiculously dumb because it's so tulipy and it doesn't cut. The sun gets in here. So I've shot wide open out in the sun with this thing on it, and it's got the little cornery fringy thingies, and so it's just, yeah, not my favorite. Looks pretty though. Now for video, I'm always using a variable ND filter, so you can't use the filter and the lens hood at the same time, so I never use it. I just have it on here for looks. Is it sharp? Yeah, it's sharp. It's a ZEISS. The autofocus is fast. Of course it's fast. I use all of my lenses on my 2 A7 IIIs, and there's just no, it's fast. The first time I took this out, I went out into the countryside with my friend Janine and shot some portrait photos as well as some really cool landscape shots. Now 25mm, not a typical portrait focal length, but with that 2.0 aperture you get incredible depth of field, and it just obliterates the background. It looks gorgeous. And of course the landscape shots that you're gonna get with this, as long as you have enough in the foreground, it just creates incredible pictures. For video, threw this onto my Zhiyun. I don't have a Zhiyun. I don't know, I'm watching too much Jason Bong or something. For video, I threw this onto my Moza Air 2 and it produced some amazing gimbal shots. Out here you get some beautiful light, some great depth of field, and major props to Janine for the stomping, because that looks pretty cool. I also took this out with me on a little trip to Nebraska. My buddy Taco and I went out into the middle of nowhere, up into the hills where there's nothing but ranches, just literally nothing but ranches. It's in the darkest skies that we could find on the night that there was no moon. For astrophotography, this thing is unbelievable. Now, I had never taken shots of the sky before, so thank you, Taco, for teaching me how to. But I was just like mind blown by how good it was. This is the one time that I did use the OLED screen at the top, and that was to see where I was at in terms of focus, so it did finally come in handy. What I found myself doing is actually taking this lens out with me along with my 85. So I've got my two A7 IIIs, and I've got the 25 on one camera and 85 on the other camera. It creates the perfect complement for focal lengths. It's so useful. At a wedding this weekend, I had the 24mm on one camera and I had the 85 on the other during the ceremony, and then I switched the 85 out for the 50 that's on that camera right now. But I kept the 25 on the entire time, got some amazing shots with it, and at low light, at that f2.0, you're still getting incredible sharpness, but a really cinematic quality for things like the dance floor. Now the cost of this lens is right around $1,000, just under actually on Amazon. The interesting thing is all the Batis lenses are really coming down in price as the G Master lenses become a little harder to find, and it's making them a little more expensive. How much of this vlog was focused on this instead of this? Probably most of it. This isn't exactly a budget lens. You're getting a 25mm for $1,000. It's not saying that it's budget, but by comparison to the extremely hard to find and $500 more expensive G Master 24mm, you know, you're doing pretty good. Did I or did I not just recently, as in about 10 minutes ago, buy the 24mm G Master? I did. Even at $1,000, this thing is a steal, but I would say that if you can get it used for a little bit less, amazing. Well, I shouldn't say that, because the link down below to buy the lens that I get a kickback for if someone bought it would be at full price, or would it? I don't really know how this works. I have 85 subscribers. What am I worried about? But thank you to those 85. You guys are crushing it. But seriously, thank you to everyone who takes a look at this channel, who watches these silly vlogs. But I was at one time completely clueless to how any of this works. I had no idea how to use a camera. I had no idea what camera to buy. I want to give you guys a little bit of information as far as what you should shop for and what you should get. So if you're looking for something in that $1,000 range, this is the perfect lens at this focal length. You're gonna love it. You're gonna absolutely love it. We'll do a little comparison next on the 24 G Master with this guy, and we'll see how they stack up together. But in the meantime, if you've got this lens, you better be happy, because it is absolutely gorgeous. So again, thanks for watching. Now stop watching and go make a thing, would ya? You crazy monkeys.